Most women say they don't wear color, but open almost any wardrobe and you'll find blue everywhere. Jeans, navy coats, blue shirts, sweaters, and still blue somehow ends up looking boring. Why? Because we treat it like a neutral instead of a color, and that changes everything. Hello beautiful people, a warm welcome back to my channel. My name is Elena and I'm a professional stylist who knows everything about color theory. So, you know what's funny? So many women say they're afraid of color, but almost everyone wears blue all the time. Jeans, denim jackets, navy blazers, blue shorts, sweaters. Blue is already everywhere in our wardrobes. We just don't think of it as a real color because blue sits in a very unique place between a neutral and a color. It feels calm, clean, polished, effortless. There's a reason luxury brands rely on blue, and there's a reason denim became most worn fabric in the world. So technically it is a color, but psychologically we treat it like a comfort zone, which makes it the perfect bridge if you want to move beyond black and white and beige without suddenly feeling too loud or overdressed. And once you stop treating blue as a background and start treating it as a styling tool, your outfits change very quickly. The three dimensions of blue. So before we jump into outfits, we need a very simple framework because not all blues behave the same. We can think about any color in three dimensions, and once you see these three, choosing blue becomes very easy. So dimension 1, depth. This is simply how light or how dark the blue is. Light blue feels soft and airy and relaxed. Mid blue feels bright and energetic, and navy feels polished and expensive, more formal. And you can already feel how different the mood is, right? Same color family, completely different message. Dimension 2, temperature. That's what we call undertone of a color. This is where blue becomes either warmer or cooler. If we take pure blue and start mixing in a bit of yellow, you can see how it slowly shifts towards turquoise. So warmer blues lean slightly towards teal or turquoise, and cool blues are the ones that stay closer to pure blue pigment. And because blue itself is a cool color by nature, the purer it stays, the cooler it feels. And dimension 3, pigment versus dusty. So this one is very important and almost nobody talks about it. So a pure blue means strong pigment, and if we take pure blue and start mixing in a bit of gray, you can see how it slowly shifts towards a faded, washed out blue. That's what we call dusty blue, and this changes how the color behaves. Pure blues feel brighter, cleaner, more energetic, and dusty blues feel softer, calmer, and usually more wearable in everyday outfits. This dusty blue feels like denim, right? Mark this moment, we'll talk about denim as a separate chapter today. Now, here's the key idea. Hear me out. When a color loses pigment, the eye stops clearly reading its temperature, its undertone, and a color can lose pigment in three ways. By mixing it with gray, it becomes dusty. By mixing it with white, it becomes lighter, and by mixing it with black, it becomes darker. The more muted or diluted the blue becomes, the harder it is to tell whether it's warm or cool, which means with dusty blues, light blues, or very dark navy, you usually don't need to stress about undertones unless you place two shades right next to each other. So the best strategy here, pair light with dark or dark with dusty and forget about the warm versus cool undertone drama. Consider this my gift to all the color nerds in my comments asking me, but what about undertones? How can I pair these two? I don't see the undertones here. You cannot really read the temperature here because the color is desaturated. It simply lost that trade. So yes, once you start seeing blue through these three lenses, depth, temperature, and pigment, choosing the right shade becomes much more intentional. Now, let's talk about the denim blue, the biggest blue category in modern wardrobes: jeans. Light wash feels relaxed and casual, mid wash feels balanced and everyday, dark indigo or dark wash feels polished and elevated. It can almost replace tailored pants. And here's the interesting part. Most denim has almost the same undertone. It doesn't really swing warm or cool the way other blue fabrics do. It's basically the same pigment, just lighter or darker. There are small deviations, but they're rare. The denim industry mostly uses the same indigo dye. What really changes is the wash. So yeah, what actually changes is something that we call the value of the color. I mean the level of lightness, how light or how dark the denim is, which means denim lives in 2 dimensions instead of 3. You don't need to worry about undertones. You just choose how casual or how polished you want to look, and that's exactly why denim became universal. It just removes one whole layer of complexity. Next chapter, the blue styling mistakes. Now, let's talk about why blue still looks boring in so many wardrobes. The problem is not the color, of course, it's not the color, it's how we style it. So, the biggest mistake, treating navy like black when you combine it with random neutrals and there's no contrast, no texture, it falls flat. Navy needs contrast or texture or tonal layering. Once you treat it as the main character, everything changes. And now the most interesting part, the blue color formulas. Let's make this practical. So the first color combination I think you should try is blue paired with cream. Yes, maybe not crisp white, softer creamy white, and even maybe light beige if you feel like elevating the combo up a notch. Crisp white creates strong contrast, cream creates softer contrast. Think about the sky. Clouds are almost never pure white, they're soft, slightly creamy or grayish. That's why this color combination feels so natural to the eye. To make the formulas really practical and wearable, I created outfit boards for each combination and I linked every piece in the description box if you want to explore them. So blue and light beige and off-white looks so airy and expensive. Love it, love it, love it so much. And this is the final look with accessories and a coat. I hope you love it. I created these outfits using pieces from affordable brands that are widely available around the world, and now we're moving on. Color combination number 2, a deeper palette, blue paired with burgundy. Think evening sky, over the ocean view, deep blue, mating wine tones. This combination has depth. It feels rich, confident, and slightly dramatic, but still very classic. Now, let's look at the outfit mirroring this palette. Dark wash jeans, a true wardrobe staple that I'm sure most of you already have, paired with a dark blue sweater and a simple white t-shirt underneath just for a small touch of freshness and contrast. And then burgundy loafers, simple as that. I'm just mirroring this color and adding a clutch in a similar wine shade to bring in a bit more elegance and polish, and eyeing more practical bag as well for those of you who love large and wearable bags. Very easy, very wearable, but here blue feels much stronger and more like refined and polished. This might be the most natural color combination you can think of. Blue and green, blue sky and green leaf. No matter the climate, no matter the landscape, this palette is part of humans' visual DNA. In the outfit, I start with a blue sweater and add a deep green scarf. I chose a darker, richer green on purpose because deeper greens feel calmer and more sophisticated sophisticated and they let the blue stay the main character. Then I ground the whole look with neutrals. In my case, all black and the white tee, as always, the easiest and most wearable base. The black pieces calm everything down and let the blue and green do the work. Simple, natural, and very effortless. And finally, the complementary color combination, blue paired with rusty orange. So blue and orange sit opposite to each other on the color wheel, which means natural contrast, but pure orange can feel too loud and childish in a way, so we're going with rusty orange. That's why I chose a rusty orange shirt and paired it with classic blue jeans. The warmth of the orange instantly energizes the blue, but because the shade is muted, it still feels sophisticated and wearable. Then I echo that warmth with the brown leather accessories, the bag and the necklace, tie everything together and make the palette feel cohesive and interesting at the same time. This look feels more playful, completely different in mood from the previous combinations. It's contrast, but in a very grown-up way. So these were 4 outfits I recommend trying with blue. All the links are waiting for you down below in the description box. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one color from the fashion perspective, drop a comment so I can see your feedback, if you like it or not, and maybe we can turn this into a series and decode other colors next. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and see you in the next one. Okay, I can see you sitting there in front of your screens, and it means you are ready to watch another video on my channel. My recommendation would be 10 must-have colors for 2026. So the idea behind this video was very simple. We were talking about 10 must-have colors, and I created more than 10 outfits illustrating how you can incorporate these colors into your everyday casual outfits. Simple as that. So if you are planning to wear more colors in your everyday life, this piece of content is precious. Click, click, see you there.